Nick, you're so stupid you thought cast iron was a spell.
And Eric, your basement is like a school in 2020. If there are any kids down there, they're probably going to die.
Point. That's true. That's true. Lori, do we have any feedback coming in from our fabulous audience? I just kind of wanted to check.
Yes, absolutely. We have a comment that Nick came out swinging, and then another comment, 4 words, oh shit, mask mandate.
All right, Service.
Nick, if you were a transformer, you would turn into a PT Cruiser with wood paneling.
Sex with Eric is like trying to get a teenager to clean his room. The job only gets done when his mom comes in and helps him finish.
That's true. That's true.
Now, I don't want to bring up politics, but the last time Becky was left was at the altar.
You know, the difference between Heather and Honeycrisp Apples is that when Honeycrisp Apples left the University of Minnesota, they made a lot of money.
Nick, you know what? Having sex with you is like the word Spider-Man. You always want a dash in the middle. Hyphenated.
Eric's a lot like Kylo Ren. They both like to dig up skulls and do stuff with them.
Becky, your mom's so fat, her yearly calendar, Becky, your mom is so fat that her fundraising calendar only needed 4 photos.
Woo!
Heather's marriage is like the Suicide Squad. They almost cut the emotionally abusive partner, but they kept him in to boost ticket sales.
Point. You know, that makes me think about that movie. No, not at all differently. No, it still sucks. Never mind. Okay, Service.
Becky, you are such a slut that your family tree is a pussy willow.
Heather, if you were a horror movie, Heather, you're a lot like the horror movie Friday the 13th 4, the final chapter. A fucking lie.
Nick's dick is like a phoenix. When it rises, it burns.
Heather hates the Legend of Korra because she thinks that new Avatar is old and unsexy.
Nick, your dick is so small that you keep accidentally poking holes in your own condoms.
I don't know what happened.
That's why I got a vasectomy.
Oh, well done. All right, Service.
Nick, your mom is so fat that one day in October of 1989, she delivered 43 babies with no signs of being pregnant, and then only 7 of them got adopted out. Umbrella Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Heather, if you were a Tim Burton movie, you'd be the nightmare before everything.
Becky, your mom is so fat, her action figure has realistic fast food grip.
Heather's husband is so old, he pays her for sex with a check.
Oh, that's funny because it's true. Look at that look on Heather's face. Like, yeah. Okay. All right. Lori, do we have anything? Is there anything else we need to share as we're nearing the end of this round?
Just a comment for Nick's joke, which is, how do you like those apples?
All right. Service.
So James is in the audience.
Nick loves gender diversity in politics, but only because he wants to stuff women into cabinets.
You know, Heather, that's really funny because you've been stuffed by more nerds than a gym locker.
Nick's dick is like a wand in Harry Potter. The child doesn't choose it. It chooses the child.
Eric's dick is like heaven. The only person who knows what it looks like is that kid who died for 5 minutes.
Hey, Nick, I have a question. Why was your chameleon dick colored when I came to your house the other month?
Heather, your mom is so fat that she's like an episode of The Expanse, a film noir take on dying from suffocation.
Becky, you're so stupid. You think The Rhythm Method is the name of a boy band.
Heather's such a loser, her pet rock killed itself.
Damn it.
Point. That is game to Becky and Nick. Well done. Well played, Becky and Nick. Also well played, Eric and Heather. We're going to move on to a few other structures before we go back to some vilification tennis. The first thing we're going to do, I want to bring Lori back up. I'm going to be asking for some suggestions from the audience. We're going to play a game called Interview, and what I need from the audience, we're going to be looking for a superhero, and what we need from the audience is a superpower this superhero would have. We also need an origin. What is the origin? How did they get that superpower? And then I need the name of a celebrity or fictional character that would be this superhero's sidekick. Now, you don't have to provide us all three. You can just provide us one of those three, but you need to do it in the comment section. And I'm going to talk for a little bit because I know that's going to take a minute, and we'll wait until you get us that information. So this game is going to be for Duck. He's going to be our hero. There's Duck. And then he's going to be interviewed for a place in the Justice League by Eric and Molly. So Eric and Molly are our interviewers tonight, and Duck is going to be the superhero trying to get a job. But Duck's not going to know his superpower, his origin, or the name of his sidekick. So Eric and Molly are going to have to try and get him to say those things. In order, however, for that to happen, I've got to put Duck in the waiting room right now.
What?
So we can tell Eric and Molly what Duck's secret power is. So Duck, you're going away. Goodbye.
It's better than those headphones.
Yeah. So he's gone. Lori, do we have anything coming in for a superpower?
We are still waiting for some audience suggestions, so you need to bullshit for a while longer while I drink more gin and tonic.
All right, I'll bullshit for a while longer while you'll drink more gin and tonic. Remind our audience, you can tip us tonight for our performance. If you tip us at least $5, you can get a virtual trading card of any member of the cast. Or if you don't like anybody who's here tonight, you could also maybe get a card of our sometime ASL interpreter, Claire. We also have a card of our sometime artist, Lauren Addy. So there are a lot of options. If you're like, well, I've got the cards for all the people on the show tonight, there's other options. Lori, do we have a superpower yet?
We are still waiting, so let's see how much more bullshit you have.
Okay, I have so much more bullshit. Like, for instance, just saying sentences where there's a period at the end of every word. I'm going to remind you, we are going to be doing a show online every month, middle of the month. So in August, on August 14th, we're doing Vilification Interruptus. That's at 8 p.m. It is once again streaming online, and it is on our Facebook Live account. It's also on YouTube. Also, I guess we were a little late starting on YouTube tonight. Sorry about that, but I know the YouTube stream is up. So if you're like, fuck this Facebook Live, I want to be streaming on YouTube, motherfuckers, now's the time to get over there and stream on YouTube. Reminding you, we need a superhero power. We need an origin. How'd you get that power? How did Duck get that power? And we need a sidekick. Lori, do we have it?
We are pretty much there. So the superhero power is the ability to jizz on demand.
Jizz on demand. Okay.
The origin is putting metal in the microwave.
Putting metal in the microwave. Okay.
And the sidekick is Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. All right. So jizz on demand caused by putting metal in the microwave. Sidekick is Eddie Izzard.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Duck back. Where is Duck? He's in the waiting room. There he is. Bring him right back. And our secret hero has returned. Start the interview.
I have just one question for you.
I have one answer.
Where exactly do you get off?
Well, that is a very, very interesting question, and the correct answer is I get off whenever I want to, because I roll that way.
So we've heard that you're the fastest at responding to danger. What is the fastest you've ever responded?
Well, I tend to respond pretty quickly. Like, I respond so fast that sometimes when I get to the place that I'm going, people seem to freak out.
Your critics have said that the way you got these powers is incredibly irresponsible. What do you say to these detractors?
Well, I say, why cry over spilled milk? The past is in the past. I mean, in hindsight, maybe it should have happened a different way, but
follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Do you drink canned milk?
Well, you know what they say, milk, it does the body good.
Oh, well, it did in this case.
Yeah.
You mentioned people screaming and being surprised at how fast you got there. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I heard you.
They seemed a little alarmed at how quickly I was able to get to a location.
And you can get there just whenever you want.
Yeah, lickety split. I just I'm alerted to an issue, and like that, I'm there. I'm ready.
Does your sidekick clean up the messes?
Well, I'm one of those bosses that doesn't like to make his subordinates do things that he's not willing to do himself. So we share in the cleanup.
He seems pretty willing.
That's true.
He is pretty willing. I will give him that, but I would feel guilty if I left it all to him.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want him having you don't want him handling the sloppy seconds.
No, not on his own anyway. I feel like that's something that we can handle together.
Did you, when you offered him the job of sidekick, did you offer him the job or maybe like some nice cake?
Well, you have to approach offering somebody a job in a very subtle way, a way that makes them feel warmed and welcome. So I would say that if you're ever hoping to give someone a job, usually they're pretty receptive, but if you include it with some cake, that is a really great way to go.
He does look like a very stand-up person.
Yeah, he does. So it wasn't an either or choice. Interesting. So I gotta say, who wears the eyeliner in this relationship?
Well, as you can tell, wearing eyeliner is very fashionable these days among superheroes.
Yeah.
Especially if you want your eyes to pop out, on the crime scene video footage.
Or on stage.
On stage, all of those places. So I really encourage him to wear it so that he pops out. Because oftentimes the sidekicks get left in the shadows.
Do you go on tour with him and use your power at all?
Sometimes we do go on tour. It's really great to have someone who's handy, who can be that kind of almost a roadie in that aspect. But I have to say he's really just absolutely great.
Now here at the Justice League, we have a certain decorum. We have, we are trying to save the day, but we do want to do that respectfully and keep, a good view for the public. So I want to know, is there any way you choose to not use your powers? Any place you don't aim for, such as like not in the face, that kind of thing?
I think that the culprit, the whatever target we're facing, we have limits, but there's a point where we know the job that has to get done, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to finish that job.
Would you say that the shocking nature of the way that you applied yourself to receiving this power might have been something that like drew you to your sidekick? I mean, I guess I don't understand. Does he make time to come do stuff with you, or is he also still pursuing his very lucrative career?
Well, I think it's really important for me that he pursues his interests as well. But that said, you can't deny his talent. So, I'm very appreciative that he takes the time to support me. We have that magnetism that brings us together as a team.
There's currently, the Me Too movement is huge, and especially in the workplace. I'm assuming that the appliance involved was at your home. You didn't have this didn't happen at the office, did it?
It did kind of start as something that happened at the office. I was having a really hard day. I just needed to make a change.
Well, considering it might have started at the office, I understand not reading directions, but please tell me at least you weren't there wasn't any fish.
No,
That's just
no.
rude.
That's a crime.
I'm not above reading directions, I understand that some men might not be amenable to not knowing what they're doing, but I try to figure it out. I don't think that there were any fish involved, but I really couldn't say for sure.
Well, I mean, you would know the smell would just linger in the office for hours.
Of course. It's worse than
that's true. That's really true. And microwaves can be really sketchy things to deal with.
So I just my readers need to know what was in the can.
All right, so this is a little bit of a sensitive topic for me because, a man's can is his own business, and I understand that the public might want to know what's in my can, and part of me wants to share with the public what's in my can, but
clearly,
but sharing that knowledge could be dangerous.
Oh, I suppose other people might want to try it in order to get your power.
Correct.
And then we'd have fires everywhere.
Fires abound.
And what would you use to put them out? It's gross.
Yeah, like putting out a fire is a tricky business that should be left up to the professionals.
Right. Right.
They do handle that hose well.
Yes.
They are really good hose handlers, the fire
yes.
But I think you're giving them a run for their money. I gotta say. I mean, I've been really impressed with the just the spray and honestly the quality. It's the pearlescence, I think, is my favorite part. Really sets off your sidekick's eyes and jewelry.
Yeah, I find that pearlescence also gives the hair a nice healthy quality.
And it's impressive how quickly you can use your powers again.
Yeah, well, that's all about being hydrated.
Is Comcast coming after you for using their copyrighted term on demand?
Surprisingly, Comcast is a little intimidated by what I can do, and so they've relinquished the come on demand title to myself.
I think are we there?
So
I think Duck's been there several times.
So my superpower is that I ejaculate really fast, and I can do that. I can do that to put out fires. I got that power by putting aluminum in the microwave.
Yeah.
And my sidekick is Alice Cooper.
But funny.
That's a good answer. It's not right. It was Eddie Izzard. It was you could jizz on demand. I think you were close enough. It definitely would be able to put out fires, I have to think. So well done to Duck and Eric and Molly for that. That was amazingly well done. I hope everybody enjoyed that. We are going to move on to something for everyone, all of our performers tonight, called Magic Items. Magic Items is the name of the game. All of our performers tonight are now adventurers. They are adventurers in a dungeon, and they have discovered a item that may look like a common item, but it is in fact a magic item. So I have a few prompts here, but I'm going to say to our audience right now, if you have an item that you think they could find, I need you to put a comment down so that Lori can feed it to us. We're going to start, though, with what looks like an ordinary vacuum cleaner. You've discovered an ordinary vacuum cleaner, but it's no ordinary vacuum cleaner. What is it? It could be anything.
My friends, I have discovered the wondrous artifact known as the Suck Faster 3000. This comes from the future. It came from an advanced civilization. It sucks up bad ideas and stores them in this fancy bag, and then you can release them into things like the Republican convention.
Is that really what it is?
No, I'm afraid that's not really what it is. I have to tell you that this item here is Dog's Bane. It is a vacuum cleaner plus 27 that is terror to any canine that comes near it.
I have one of those. But is that, oh no, Becky, you think it's something else.
No, I'm so sorry. I think you're wrong. Actually, this is actually a very malicious item. This is the fabled Roomba that will smear your pet shit all over your house if you anger it.
Oh. Nick?
I'm pretty sure this is the vacuum that bestows a temporary boon upon teenagers of +2 coolness by applying a temporary fake hickey to their neck.
Oh, +2 coolness. Nice. All right. So that sounds like a really cool magic item. But the next thing you've discovered, common object, is a scrub bud. A scrub bud. It is a bud that scrubs, but it's no ordinary scrubby bud. It is a magical. Yes, Heather, what does it do?
Actually, this is the tablet of any disguise. And if you take the scrub bud and apply it to your face, the smiley face of it melds and it adds a +3 to deception.
Okay.
Alas, I'm afraid you've misidentified yet another artifact, Dr. Monroe. For this is, in fact, the Scrub Bud Rosebud. It's actually hiding. This is, if you take it and you rip it open, you'll find inside is a tiny nug of weed. And it's your emergency stash for when you're doing the dishes and it's just so fucking boring.
I'm afraid that everyone knows, and I'm sorry to have to educate people, but everyone knows that what a scrub bud is really used for is when the police come and you need to scrub away any knowledge that bud was present at all. It'll fool any dog. It comes in coffee flavor. It's super helpful.
I think Chris had a thought.
Oh, yeah. I'm really sorry, but this is clearly the scrub bud of invisibility, and it is useful for scrubbing away all of the invisible soap scum on your shower. However, if you scrub too much, the soap scum will multiply. So you have to be careful.
All right, that's interesting. Lori, Lori, you've appeared as if there was another magic item that's been discovered. What could it be?
Oh my gosh, it appears that it is a painting of a sad clown.
A sad clown painting.
Yes.
Seems very ordinary, but it's not. Heather, what is it?
This is actually the portrait that David keeps in the attic upstairs, and he won't ever let me destroy it for some reason.
Does the painting just keep getting funnier?
It does, yeah.
Oh.
It does. Hotter, too.
I'm sorry. I think that painting is actually Tim's erectile dysfunction medication.
Oh, wow. Becky, you had something earlier.
Hey, Steve, Heather took it. It's fine.
Oh,
I was gonna make fun of Dave and have him have a portrait up, and it's fine.
okay. Well, Chris, what was yours?
This is the secret scary painting. It's DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons. It is sold by Red. There is no fake version, but Blathers will not accept it unless you decorate it with balloons.
All right, Eric.
This is actually a cursed painting. So you know those paintings where the eyes follow you? Actually, when you look at this painting, your eyes follow it. So you kind of get stuck on it. Also, I believe it represents Molly's 3rd birthday.
Lori, it looks like we have another magic item that's been discovered.
Yes, it is a magical rotary telephone.
Magical rotary telephone.
I know all about this telephone. This is the telephone that calls the Care Bears when you need the Care Bears because you need them to come do the Care Bear stare. But you pick it up and you have to dial the numbers backwards from what you think they should be. Otherwise, it won't work.
I don't think that's right. I think this is actually a device that detects old people within a 50-foot radius.
Let's see, Becky.
Actually, you're all wrong. I'm so sorry. This is the last phone that you can get on an original party line with. Like, you can still hook up and like listen in on everybody else's phone calls. It's super magic.
But Heather doesn't agree.
No, this is actually the lockbox of anti-Gen Z, but only boomers believe.
Eric.
This is actually the phone of plenty. Molly uses this phone to talk to people. And when she says very dirty things, they send her money at a very low rate per minute.
Molly.
Well, it's funny because I realized I was wrong about the Care Bears thing before, and Eric reminded me here that actually that is a phone of +2 high school enjoyment. So he's right and I'm right.
Doc, you seem to think that that's wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, let me you in on the scoop, on the real deal. If you pick up that phone and you dial it, Lionel Richie answers it, and he says, "Hello? Is it me you're looking for?" And if you say yes, Lionel Richie will come and dance on your ceiling.
Wow.
What a feeling.
Wow. Oh, and Nick, you really think you can? Okay, sure, Nick. What do you think?
Actually, I was wrong. This isn't the phone that detects old people within a 50-foot radius. It is a phone of detection, though. What it does is, if you're on any drugs and you pick up the phone and talk to anyone on the other end of the phone will know that you're on drugs, and you'll know that they know, and it'll make you more paranoid.
Duck.
Well, he's close. He's close, but what it really is a sobriety test. If you can actually figure out how to dial it, you're still good to go.
All right. I think that's enough magic items for today, but very well done. Thank you for your suggestions. We are moving on to something called Shame of Thrones. Now, this is a bracketed insult tournament in which our performers have to insult each other with an insult based on their opponent's favorite nerdy thing. So we're going to start. Round 1 is Duck versus Dave. Now, Duck, what's your favorite nerdy thing?
So my favorite nerdy thing, you might be able to tell by what I'm wearing, is 80s sci-fi TV shows. I am dressed as the greatest American hero, and so that is my topic of the day.
All right, great. And then Dave, what is your favorite nerdy thing?
Well, I really like The Walking Dead, but the category is zombies in general. So what I'm wearing is, well, during The Walking Dead, Obama was president, so I have my old Obama t-shirt that you can see for 2 seconds.
Okay. So here's how it's going to work. You each deliver an insult. Whoever has the best insult will move on. There is a loser's bracket. So somebody can finish in what would effectively be 3rd place. Duck, you need to deliver a zombie insult to Dave.
So Dave's wife is like a villain on The Walking Dead. She'll be gone after 2 seasons.
All right, Dave, you have to do an 80s sci-fi TV insult to beat Duck.
All right. Well, since he's wearing a Greatest American Superhero costume, he reminds me a lot of the show, The Greatest American Superhero. Basically, a vehicle for past their prime actors.
That's not bad, but I think I do have to give the win to Duck. Dave is moving into the consolation bracket. So next up, we have Nick versus Eric. And Nick, what is your favorite geeky topic?
Marvel Comics and or movies.
Marvel Comics and or movies. And Eric, how about you?
Retro video games.
Retro video games. And you are dressed as?
Wario.
Wario from a retro video game.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Presumably.
Presumably. Okay. Nick, I need you to deliver an insult to Eric about retro video games.
Eric is like having your own arcade cabinet. He's a personal space invader.
All right, Eric, you have to do a Marvel insult.
Sex with Nick is like a Marvel movie. He's afraid to let a woman take the lead.
Oh. Yeah, that goes to Eric. That goes to Eric. All right. Nick moves into our losers bracket. And we move on to Heather versus Becky. Heather versus Becky. Heather, why don't you tell us about your favorite nerd thing?
I picked Twilight.
Really, you did?
I did.
Oh.
Unironically, I seriously picked Twilight. And I'm dressed as the only redhead character, the bad guy from the first 3 books, Victoria.
Okay. Nobody knows who that is. Becky, who's yours?
I'm going with all things Star Trek.
Star Trek. Much broader category.
Oh.
Nice. Nice. Okay. We're going to go with Becky here. You need to deliver your Twilight insult to Heather.
Heather's sex life is a lot like the Twilight series. Her choice comes down between a corpse and a dog.
It's pretty much accurate. All right, Heather, Star Trek.
Becky is a lot like a Tribble. I would enjoy watching a short trek of her being bred for human consumption.
Well, those are both good, but I have to give it to Becky. Becky's going to move on to round 2. Heather still has a chance to play against the loser in Chris versus Molly. All right, so Chris, what's your geek?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. And what are you dressed as? Is it like the 10th Doctor? Or
That's the 9th Doctor, Tim.
Whatevs. Okay, 9th Doctor, whatevs. Molly, what's your geek?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. What are you? Are you Christine?
I am. My headlights.
Okay. I see that. I got the headlights. Good. All right. Chris, why don't you give us your Stephen King joke?
Molly does not suck dick with her mouth. She who sucks dick with her mouth has forgotten the face of her. Wait a minute. What the fuck am I talking about? Molly totally sucks dick with her mouth.
I feel like Stephen King fans totally got that. Okay, Molly, we need your Doctor Who joke for Chris.
Chris loves every Doctor Who. Will perform her abortions.
Yeah, I got to give that to Molly. All right. So Chris, you are moving into the consolation bracket, and we're going to go there now. We're going to go to the consolation bracket, and we are going to have Dave face off with Nick in the consolation bracket. So this is Zombies versus Marvel. Zombies versus Marvel. Let's have Dave go first.
You know, Nick is like any of the Fantastic Four movies. Never seems to work.
Nick, zombies versus Dave. Oh, I need your sound.
I'm on mute. Dave is like The Walking Dead. He stopped being a comic years ago.
Yeah, Nick moves on. The zombies are out. Yeah, we took care of the zombies. Heather and Chris. This is Doctor Who versus Twilight. This is 30 plus years versus Twilight. All right. So, Heather, why don't you go first? Doctor Who joke.
Chris's labia are a lot like the fourth Doctor's scarf. Long.
I mean, it is long. All right, Chris, Twilight.
Heather, you're so stupid. You think that sparkly vampires are the less expensive version of champagne vampires.
Yeah, Chris wins. Okay. Chris is moving on. Heather is not. We're going to move back to our winners bracket now. We have Duck versus Eric. That's going to be 80s sci-fi TV versus retro games. And by the way, the loser from this one actually moves into the consolation bracket. So you get one more chance. So Duck, I need a retro game insult.
All right. So Eric's exes are a lot like the E.T. or Tatari video game. They found a bunch of them buried in the desert.
Okay, Eric. 80s sci-fi TV.
Do you know how attractive women are like 80s Looney Tunes? They're duck dodgers.
This is a tough one, but I got to give that to Eric. Eric is moving into the final bracket. Duck, you still have a chance to be in third place. But now we have Becky versus Molly. Becky versus Molly. This is Stephen King versus Star Trek. Molly, I need your Star Trek insult.
If Becky's sex partners all got together in one place, it would technically be a Star Trek convention.
Okay, Becky, I need your Stephen King joke.
Molly is a lot like Stephen King. She too was a part of a group called the Rock Bottom Reminders.
Deep dive, but I still think I got to give that one to Molly. So our championship round, which we will get to in a moment, is Molly versus Eric. But we're moving back to our consolation round. We have Chris versus Duck. Still a chance for somebody to come in third place. So, Chris, Doctor Who, Duck, 80s sci-fi TV. Duck, let's hear your Doctor Who insult.
Well, Chris's face is a lot like Doctor Who. It took 14 doctors to get to where we are now.
Okay. I need your retro TV insult.
Well, sex with Duck is a lot like Inspector Gadget. The child is always the one doing the work.
Wow. That is really hard. I am giving it to Duck. Barely. Well done to both of you. Duck moves on. We are now moving to the other consolation round. That is Nick versus Becky. Nick versus Becky. So this is Star Trek versus Marvel. These are two very heavy hitters. Nick, you hit first with your Star Trek insult.
They call Becky's panties Deep Space Nine because they were made by slave labor and they sit on the edge of a huge wormhole.
Okay. Becky, I need a Marvel insult.
Nick, if your dick were a Marvel comic, it'd be the Mediocre Four.
That's good, but I have to give that one to Nick. So that sets up Nick versus Duck for third place. So this is Marvel versus 80s sci-fi television. Now lose Nick. Oh, there he is. Marvel versus 80s sci-fi television. We will give Duck the first insult.
Nick, Your mom is so fat that 8 days before she goes to a Fuddruckers, the Silver Surfer shows up.
Okay, Nick, you got to top that one to get third place.
Duck's Dick is like the short-lived RoboCop cartoon. A lot of people were upset that something so adult ended up being consumed by children. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
That's good, but I got to give this one to Duck. Duck is in third place, and that's the best you can do. Third place. All right. We have our first place round between Eric and Molly. This is retro video games versus Stephen King. So, Eric, I need your best Stephen King insult.
Molly, your mom is so fat she can't read The Stand.
It's pretty good, Molly. I need a retro video game insult that tops it.
When you enter Eric's bedroom, the music speeds up, so you know you're in danger.
That is game to Molly. Molly is our winner in this Shame of Thrones match. That is it. That's the entire game. Well done to Molly and Eric. Molly first, Eric second, Duck third, everybody else much lower than that. Well played. I need to check in with Lori before we move on to our next game. Lori, how's things going out there in Facebookia land?
Just a lot of reactions. It seems like the crowd is really, really enjoying themselves. And I have to say, even though it wasn't about Quark, I personally did appreciate Nick's wormhole joke.
Yeah, I mean, it was close enough to Quark, right?
Exactly.
Oh, close enough. Okay, good. We are going to move on to a game called Avengers Assemble. So, Lori, you're going to keep your eye on the audience because this is a game where I'm going to give our performers a group of people who are going to assemble, and they need to explain why those people are assembling. So this is for all of our players tonight. I have a few groups of people, but audience members, if you come up with some ideas, we'd love to hear your suggestions of who's going to be assembling, and you need to tell us why. So we're going to start with all of the actors who have played James Bond are assembling. Why are they assembling? Eric.
They're assembling for a martini drinking competition.
Yes, they would do that. Becky.
Clearly, it's a misogynistic convention.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Nick.
They're gathered together for a mansplanation seminar, telling people what male privilege is.
Oh, good. All right. Duck.
They're gathered because there's pussy galore.
Dave.
They're gathered because HR really needs to talk to them about how they work with women.
Okay, Chris.
They are gathered to shoot the new Men's Warehouse catalog.
Okay, Heather.
They're gathering together to exchange tips on how they somehow drive without looking at the road.
Molly.
There's too many suits. Who could wear all these suits?
Becky.
They've assembled to shake things up, but definitely not stir anything up.
Eric.
The men that have played James Bond have gathered together because there is a young woman intern with a bright future, and they just can't let that stand.
Okay, we are moving on to Mad Max and Furiosa have assembled. Mad Max and Furiosa have assembled. Why have they assembled? Molly.
They are here because they found out that we have lots of bottled water stocked up and they need to take it from us.
Makes sense. Duck.
They're here because maybe it isn't the worst timeline.
Okay, Eric.
Mad Max and Furiosa have assembled a car out of apparently nothing.
Heather.
They're going to have a threesome with the electric guitar guy.
Nick gives a thumbs up. Okay, Dave.
They've assembled to cancel Mel Gibson.
Oh, wow. Molly.
Mad Max and Furiosa have assembled because they heard that Chris's pussy is the green place.
Wow. Becky.
Well, they've actually assembled to just make a quick run to Home Depot. They ran out of that silver spray paint.
Oh, yeah. Nick.
They're actually here traveling back in time to kill Trump before he can give birth to Immortan Joe's great-grandfather.
I hope that works out. Chris.
They have assembled so that Furiosa can trade makeup tips with Sister Knight.
Oh, good. Oh, Lori, it looks like we have an audience suggestion.
Yes, we have a suggestion of the holograms, but not Gem.
The holograms, but not Gem. Gem's not there. Why have the holograms assembled, Becky?
Clearly, they've assembled to for a coup.
Sure. Yeah. Molly.
They've assembled because they heard Tupac is playing a concert.
Eric.
I mean, clearly, if the holograms have assembled but no Gem, then there was some kind of cubic zirconia heist.
Duck.
There's no Gem. This is truly outrageous. Truly outrageous.
Oh, I was afraid that was coming. And everybody else is like, yeah, and we're done. Okay. Oh, look, Lori's back. We have another suggestion. Yes.
We have a suggestion of every member ever of Vilification Tennis.
Every member ever of Vilification Tennis. I'm afraid where this is going to go. Molly.
They heard we're making money doing shows now, and they want to come back.
That's a lie. Nick.
They're all gathered together to stage an intervention for that one guy we kicked out that one time for that one
time. Becky?
Well, they've all assembled here in the bathroom just to hold my hair back because I'm having a really rough night.
Aw, that's so sweet. Chris?
They've all assembled to buy out the Renaissance Festival.
With what money? All right, Duck.
We've all assembled because Tim's mom is horny.
Mm-hmm. It's in the bylaws.
That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, Eric.
They all assembled because they heard there would be free pizza, and we're all really on kind of a hard time right now.
Yeah, free pizza is good. Okay. All right. I do not see Lori popping in with a suggestion. I do have another one. I have the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls are reassembling. Why have the Spice Girls assembled? Yeah, Becky.
Well, they have clearly assembled to tell you what they want, what they really, really want.
Yeah. Molly.
The Spice Girls have assembled because there are too many white picnics happening. They're here to help with the food.
Duck.
Because there's a new Dune movie coming out, and whoever controls the spice controls the world.
I have to admit, I was genuinely hoping somebody would go there. Thank you, Duck, for going where I wanted you to go. Becky, why have the Spice Girls assembled?
They have assembled because I built this rack.
Eric.
The Spice Girls have assembled because clearly someone is trying to take over the world with an oversized pepper mill.
Molly.
The Spice Girls have assembled because there's an emergency. Some twins are trying to become one person, and they don't like it when two becomes one.
All right, Chris.
The Spice Girls have assembled because Penzies needs a mascot.
All right, that was Avengers Assemble. That's the entire game. Well done, everyone. We have one more game before our final round of vilification. Before we get to that game, want to remind everybody you can tip us. That's right. If you enjoy the show, if we are making you laugh even a little bit, you can tip us. If you tip us at least $5, and I did say at least $5, implying you don't have to tip us only $5, then you can get a Vilification Tennis trading card of any of the performers here tonight, or indeed any of the people still currently in the cast. We don't have virtual trading cards of ex-cast members. I'm sorry. So if you ask for an ex-cast member, you will be punished by me sending you mine. That's how we're going to have to do it. So we're moving on to our final game before we do our final vilification match of the night. And this is badly dubbed anime. And this is for Chris and Dave and for Nick and Molly. Now, what we are going to do is Chris and Dave are going to perform an anime for all of you tonight. Molly is going to be dubbing Chris and Nick is going to be dubbing Dave. What is going on right now? Dave is a supervillain who has just caught Chris in his diabolical trap. So Dave and Chris are muted. Molly and Nick will be talking. Go.
Oh my God. Yeah, you will die. Slowly. Slowly.
Molly is muted.
You have to do something else. This is terrible. I can't handle this. You can't kill me. I refuse. I don't want to be killed. I don't like to die. I don't like to wear pants. Stop it.
Can't is really kind of an arbitrary word in this situation. You see, can't implies that I'm not capable or allowed to do such a thing. And obviously I can, because you're the one that's tied up to this reclining table in front of all the lasers and saw blades.
Oh, if I had my druthers, I would be putting you on these saw blades. Humph, humph.
Well, you know, there is a way out of this situation without me killing you. If you're willing to make a bargain.
What kind of bargain? Oh, no.
How many pants would you say you own?
Well, I have harem pants, and I have a pair of jeans, and I have a pair of shorts, and I have those pants I don't like, and I have my skinny pants, and I have my fat pants, and I have a lot of pants because I like to wear different clothes, and you don't need to know all my pants.
Okay. So lots of pants is what you're saying. But how much of these pants are you willing to bargain with?
None pants. You can't have my pants. I have to have them in my closet. That's how I know I have value.
Oh, well then I'm afraid it's time for you to be shark food, I guess. And unless you have some sort of a counter offer or you'd like to hear me monologue about my evil plans.
You know, I do have a counter offer. I could give you this gigantic diamond I just happen to keep in my pussy. I was born with it there.
It must have taken a tremendous amount of pressure to create such a gem inside your vagina. I imagine it would require some sort of a hyper-dense mother incubating you inside, pressurizing you like the inside of the earth.
Yeah, and also I'm super tight, like so tight.
So, I feel like that's some complicated information for you to volunteer because, see, I have you in a precarious situation here, and it would be immoral, but not like in a villainous way, to take advantage of that situation. And I just want to make sure I'm reading all the signals right here, and I don't want to read too much into this. I'm a villain, not a monster.
Okay. How about we compromise? I look super cute, see? And I think that I could be a super hot villain's sidekick. Let me be your sidekick.
Sidekick? Oh, I suppose I hadn't really considered a sidekick. I have plenty of henchmen. I get hench jobs on the reg from them. And I suppose a sidekick would be good. Tell me about your sidekicking skills. What would you bring to Dave Villain Inc.?
Well, I am highly organized with my fists of power. I also know how to punch schedules right in the nuts. I know exactly where to kill a man by using just the palm of my hand. And also I can point in my ears and I can transport all my thoughts directly into your mind. I'm just thinking this. You just heard it in your head.
Holy crap, I am hearing this in my head. That's amazing. Can you do images as well as words or just words? Oh my God, that dick is enormous. Why would you do that?
Okay, we're stopping right there. That's as far as we go. Okay, that Badly dubbed anime. Well done by Chris and Dave and Molly and Nick. Thank you all. I'm going to bring Lori on as my co-host before we move back to Vilification, just to see if we've got any more words from our audience out there. Hello, audience out there in the ether. Lori, what do you have to tell us?
Well, I can tell you that people are really enjoying the show. And a couple of comments. Every animal deserves a warm meal. And hench jobs.
That was good. I did enjoy that. All right. Thank you, Lori. You're going to come back after the final round of Vilification Tennis when we get a chance to say goodnight. But right now, it's time for some more Vilification Tennis. I know that's what you're here for. That's what I'm here for. Let me tell you who else is here for Vilification Tennis. First up, it is the team of Duck and Chris. They are facing off against the team of Dave and Molly.
Woo, she's so hot.
Okay, so again, score stands at 8-8. Here's our scoring flag. Service goes to Dave and Molly. Service.
Riddle me this, Chris. What fucks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the evening, and 3 legs at night? Anyway, close your curtains.
You know, Molly's sex partners have a lot in common with Babylon 5. No one wants to talk about what happened to the first 4.
You know, Duck here likes to just talk and go on and on and on. He reminds me of Carrie from Stephen King. Does he even know what a period is?
Do you know what Molly's tits have in common with Quark? They're made out of sour milk.
Yeah, that's real funny coming from the guy who drinks sour milk, claiming it's an homage to his favorite show, Alien Nation. But we really know it's because you like the taste of your wife.
Molly, I understand that your mom is so fat. If she gets up too early in the morning, dawn literally breaks.
Point.
You know,
and I do have to award a bonus point to Duck for making the Quark joke. Lori was super delighted by that. So bonus delighting Lori joke. Well done, Duck. And we're going to give the serve back to Dave and Molly. Service.
you know, Chris is just late to everything. She's such a fan of tardiness. She might be the next Doctor Who.
Dave has no interest in seeing the new Justice League remake. He figures that if he wanted to see some orphans fight, he'd just figure out where his kids are.
Chris's therapist is like a local trash company. Waste management.
Hey, the difference between Molly and Doctor Who is that when the doctor dies, there's going to be 3 or 4 companions around.
You know, I was just going to say, Duck here is so stupid. He thinks Diabetics is an L. Ron Hubbard book.
Well, you know, Dragon Age is a very popular video game. It's also what people put on David's birthday cake.
That's because you're super old. All right. Service.
Duck's so old, his sperm sound like 2 dice in a cup.
Hey,
Woo, boy.
2 sperm. All right, service. Okay.
Chris, your mom is so fat she doesn't have fun bags. She has hefty sacks.
Molly, I'm not saying your mom is fat, but her butthole does lead to the gamma quadrant.
You know, Chris is so stupid. She thinks the Twilight Zone is when you're in between Team Edward and Team Jacob.
Molly, when your mom escaped from Shawshank, they had to hang up a poster of Shamu.
Yeah, well, Duck, you're so stupid you took your cat to the VA hospital.
Your mom is so fat when she gets on the scale, it reads Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
You know, Chris's relationships here are a lot like Pac-Man. Eventually, always ghosted.
Well, Dave, you're so old you have a Thaco.
Chris's vagina looks like a baby just tasted a lime.
That's I think super disgusting might be the word I was looking for. Super disgusting. Thank you, Molly. I think I need a different word other than thank you. All right, service.
Go ahead.
We'd all hope that Duck would take up social distancing as a career choice.
Hey, Dave, I want to let you know that your house isn't haunted. It's just your wife yelling boo every time she sees your dick.
Duck, you're a lot like Optimus Prime. You're a strong leader, you've got a commanding presence, and I hope I never see you again in a theater.
You know, the difference between sex with Dave having sex and zombies is that I'm pretty sure zombies are going to happen yet this year.
You know, Duck's wife reminds me of coronavirus cases. Yeah, no sign of ever going down.
Dave is always complaining about kids these days because when he was a kid, he had to deal with dysentery and a wagon wheel breaking.
Chris refuses to buy catnip because her cat already has 6 of them.
Oh, I don't know why I scored that. But anyway, that was funny. That was very funny. Just kidding. Anyway, service. Whenever.
Chris is so stupid she thinks Oxford shirts have commas all over them.
Yeah, well, Molly, you're so frigid. You register 0 on the Kelvin scale.
You know, Duck's social media dating profile pictures remind me a lot of the TARDIS, only work if they're heavily doctored.
Molly says that she doesn't see color, which is why she ran that streetlight and killed that kid.
She still didn't get arrested. Anyway, service.
Doc, if your dick was a cookie, it would be a snickerdoodle.
Well, the only push-up that your husband's ever done has been orange sherbet.
And the most exercise you ever got was when you almost completed a Doctor Who marathon.
Well, you think that monkey bars are where baboons go to get fucked up?
Your wife is so ugly, not even Chris Brown would hit that.
And Molly,
go ahead.
Your mom is so fat, when she dances ballet, she has to wear a leotardus.
You know, Duck reminds me of, Potions class in Harry Potter. Yeah, children crying in a dungeon.
In times like these, Dave likes to give a lot to charity. Charity works at the King of Diamonds on Saturday nights.
Duck, your mom is so old, when she took a photograph of herself putting champagne on her ass, it broke the Pony Express.
Molly, your mom is so fat, she is a tree on the wind.
All right, point. You know, it's for the Firefly fans. I'm throwing them a bone. That's all I can say. Lori, we're getting close to the end. I just thought I'd better check in one more time.
Mm-hmm.
You got the gin. Yes, I saw that you had to run and get more gin. So.
Oh yes. I'm at my brother's house, so it's his gin. So by definition, it's not mine, and it tastes extra delicious. By the way, my brother is watching this from the garage, so he won't know I stole it for 45 seconds.
You know, I don't even need to know what the audience said now, but is there anything you need to share?
Yes, we did have an audience member do an observation that Tim is a sucker for cat jokes, which is true. Mm-hmm. And also another person is adding zombies, Fusion, to their 2020 bingo sheet.
All right, we have a little while longer. Let's go. Service.
if Duck was a zombie-themed board game, he would be dead by winter.
Well, you know, the easiest way to flatten the curve is to have your mom sit on it.
You know, Chris is so stupid. She thinks Monty Python is a snake from Harry Potter.
Sex with Molly is a violation of the Prime Directive. No one should ever interfere with those developing cultures.
Chris is so
Yes.
Hey, that wasn't a cat joke, and I still thought it was funny. Yeah. All right, service.
Chris is so loose, her clit has a hood latch.
Dave is like Cyclops. Dave is like Cyclops, and his wife is like Jean Grey. I'm Wolverine.
Shit.
You know, I've never seen The Expanse, but I have to assume it's about Duck's mom.
You guys know what Molly and The Legend of Zelda have in common? Breath of the Wild.
Ugh.
Chris, if you were an X-Men, you'd be Jubilee, you useless twat.
And that is game to Molly and Dave. Well played. High fives everywhere. Well done, folks. We are getting near the end of the show. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, I can remind you, you could tip us. Just fucking tip us a little bit of money. $5, you get a Vilification tennis trading card. It could even be mine. You can just, when you tip us, you want to put it in the comments whose trading card you want, so we can make sure to send it to you, so I don't have to send 50 emails saying, what card did you want? Jesus fucking Christ, please tell me. Or you could do that, because then it just forces me to do more work, and isn't that kind of fun anyway? We have 2 shows coming up in August. I started saying that earlier. August 14th, we have Vilification Tennis Interruptus. And August 28th, we have Vilification Tennis on a Stick. It is the only State Fair themed thing you will get this year. That's right. I mean, aside from the State Fair drive-through thing. But anyway.
You could get hoof and mouth.
You could get hoof and mouth, which, all things considered, might be better than other things you could get this year. Anyway, we have been Vilification Tennis. Lori, do you have anything that you need to share with us? Any comments or anything that we want to share before we say goodnight to everybody?
Nothing from the audience, but I did get a very satisfying yell from the garage from my brother about 45 seconds after I said that I closed in.
That's good. And by the way, somebody told me that Zombo is a really slutty zombie. So that's, I guess, really a thing.
Well, they can get it.
All right. So once again, I want to have a big old virtual round of applause for all of our performers tonight. I want to thank, it's a big old virtual round of applause from us to everybody who watched us tonight. We are signing off. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the shitty hot weather. Good night.